What's going on, guys? I want to talk with y'all guys today about being able to remind ourselves about what God says about us and the importance of being able to do that. So I was watching this video yesterday, and it was this guy who is an actor coach, and he was talking about self-consciousness. He was talking about being able to get over self-consciousness as an actor. But this is something that actually ties to every single person ever. So one of the things that he mentioned is that as an actor, you're going to be very, very self-conscious if you're always thinking negative thoughts about yourself. If you're always letting these negative thoughts enter into your head and you're always letting them pollute your head and corrupt your mind. And, a lot of the times us as Christians, we have to battle that too. We have to go back and forth. We're either choosing to believe what God says about us, or we're choosing to believe what the devil says about us, what negativity, what the world says about us. And he said that as an actor, one of the best methods that you can have to be able to combat this is to literally just tell yourself one simple thing: I am enough. He said that's one simple thing that you can start with to be able to tell yourself that. Just say that I am enough. He said you could put it on your mirror so you see it every day you wake up. But he said you have to tell yourself that like over and over again. It's not just something that you say one time, but it's something that you have to start to truly say over and over again so that you start to believe it and it starts to get up into the subconscious. Once you started getting out into the subconscious, your subconscious starts to believe it. So for us, as Christians, sometimes we are going to believe what God says about us. Maybe we're reading our Bible and we feel good. You'll be reading the Bible, you'll see a verse and it says, "Oh, I love you so much." It says you are blessed, all this stuff. We see all this great stuff. And we're like, "Oh my gosh, I love this so much. It feels so damn good." And then all of a sudden we go outside and we start thinking about how we look. We start thinking about how we sound. We start thinking about what we're going to say. And we start talking negatively about ourselves. Like, why am I getting anxious? Why am I getting stressed? All that stuff. So in here, he said that the best thing that we could possibly do is just to remind ourselves of remind ourselves that we are worth it, or that we are worthy, remind ourselves that we are loved and stuff like that. But how much more powerful is it if we can remind ourselves about what God says about us? He's just saying it in general. But, sometimes maybe if we can just tell ourselves that, we might not believe it, because who gives us worth? Who gives us worth? Who's to say that we are loved? Well, with Jesus Christ, with God, we know that we are loved no matter what. We know that we have an eternal place to go to no matter what. So if we can continue to say that about ourselves, if we can continue to remind ourselves about that every single freaking day, maybe that's when we start to wake up and we start to actually believe it. Maybe that's when we wake up and we start to operate from that place. He says that as an actor, if you start operating from a place of thinking that you're not worth it, you start questioning, you start doubting all this stuff, your performance is going to lack. It's not going to be as good. So vice versa in our lives, if we go outside and we want to, we want to go outside and we want to be our best self wherever we're going. We can't do that if we're talking negatively about ourselves, if our mind is polluted. But maybe if we start to believe and truly say every single day what God says about us, then we will start to shift our mindset. Then we will start to become a better person overall. So I hope you guys are able to go out there today and you're able to remind yourself about what God says about you. You can even just look up one verse about something that you're struggling with right now and remind yourself about what God actually says about that. Love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day. Talk to you in the comments. Peace.